There are 18 students total, so 18 different neighborhoods in Manhattan. They each chose a random neighborhood, and what they had to do then is to research basically who lives there, what kind of stuff goes on in that neighborhood, which seemed like a nice constraint of keeping it all in the same general geographic region, but obviously such an interesting prospect because there are so many diverse areas in Manhattan. Obviously, this isn't a class about economics, so it was more of an interesting design challenge, and this is a good incubator for something like that. I would say certain neighborhoods could probably do something like this, the ones that are a little bit more inclusive than the others. One of the ones that I thought was very interesting was Eric St. Onge's. He had Chelsea, and he focused it mostly on the Chelsea market, which I hadn't actually realized this, but it used to be a Nabisco factory. He made coins instead of bills, and each of them were sized accordingly to the different sizes of Nabisco crackers. Another one that was very interesting was, as I had said before, the Upper East Side. Stephanie Ahrens was mostly for the museums up there. That's an area of the city that has more museums than any other area, and she made a currency called moolah, which was just to be shared across all of the museums. Well, because this project mostly focused on the design and the interactions that happen around transactions and how the design affects those interactions, a lot of what they had to draw on was sort of the history of money. Something that interests me too is how these things, how design as sort of a system impacts those interactions. How does typography or color as a system affect the design of what that currency looks like? And how does that impact the person who has to use it? Can they tell one denomination from another? If they're blind, can they understand that one size of a bill might be valued differently than another size?